Alright, welcome back to the channel. If you remember on the last video, we're working on the VAC. I said I couldn't remember where I left the carburetor on that other motor. And then I did the YouTube thing, and I went back to watch my video from when I worked on the past, and remembered that I was lazy, and I just left it on the tractor. So, I'm hoping to steal the float out of this. My goal, because obviously it's rough. Pretty rough. This one is a little different. It had the on the set here was kind of a, I think what it was originally designed for is it would kind of like when you set your main adjustment, it would kind of click in there, so your main adjustment wouldn't just vibrate around. Well, then later or earlier, I don't know which carburetor came first, the chicken or the egg situation, but they went to see that there's no holes there for where that would have been before. So a little more of an improvement on this one versus, and then this one too, and this is what makes you take, this might have been for more applications, is this had for your fuel in, you could put fuel in on either side, so it could do different applications. This one was only on the one side. The other side, that's just a casting. So a little different, but I think the same. I mean, this one had two versus the other housing wasn't cast Marvel Schiebler, is that how you say it? I don't know. Siegler, I don't know. I can't talk, he doesn't know that. So I'm gonna do the right thing and not clean this thing off at all, because this carb is garbage. And I did take all of my carb 1 parts and put them into a tray, so I shouldn't lose them. I mean, I still can. I can lose anything. I thought I lost the whole carburetor there for a minute. So we'll pull this apart quick. Maybe we will. Ooh, bigger screwdriver. Bigger screwdriver is definitely needed on this one. Oh yeah. These are some old school. Got these from my grandpa Wyman. Wood handle. Oh boy. Oh, this is good. Remember, the motor on this thing was so rusted. I don't know why these would want to come out without wanting to strip, which is good, which is great. Luckily, 2 of them are through holes. Oh, this one, maybe this one's right loose. Maybe it is. We'll find out together, folks. Come on. Oh boy. This might be the video that never made it, because there's about, for y'all at work, a 0% chance that these are gonna, oh, shot myself. This is a free all. It's, if whatever you use for penetrating oil, it's probably what you like. Spray these down and see if that all helps. I don't think it's going to be fair. Nothing against this product, it's a pretty good product, it's just, and it's not that I didn't want to spend the money and get the right parts, I still will, it's just, I want to get it going, and then I'll figure out if I have to end up tearing it apart anyway again. Oh yeah, this is all sorts of locked up. The throttle moves. It's about the only part in this tractor that still moves. I guess we can pull off the float bowl here and see if there's anything inside it. You guys can't see nothing, can you? Watch what you're filming, not what you're working on. Doing the right thing, using a crescent wrench. Oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't use a crescent wrench. I'll use an open head wrench. That's so much better. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh boy, that's stuck. That's awesome. Gotta need the coil. Well, we know this motor works, but I'd like to at least move it around a little, maybe. You know. Oh, come on. Oh boy. You know what? Let's pause that project. Let's go work on a different project. All right, second project. As you can see, we're missing something right there. This tractor was getting off of its Christmas duties. Apparently that's also junk. But when it was being done being Christmas duties, I went to move the tractor and to throttle it up and I broke that bolt. So I got a new one right here. I'll paint it up all pretty because everything on this tractor is so mint. But I'll get that bolt out of there and these two bolts out and that half a cotter key in there. And we'll put that back together. Then I might also tear apart the steering so I can paint this all up finally. So, still have no idea where this showed up. When the tractor was sitting outside in Fulton, this thing got put on it. No idea where he came from, but he's a little mascot now. We're bringing back. I would think this tractor sat out all the time with the amount of rust and, oh, it's in my eyes, dust. Oh, the wind blew up in it. That's fun. But they're pretty neat setup. I believe these were an M&W back in the day. Aftermarket kit. But there's these two bolts here and a cotter key. We'll get these off. If I was a smart man, I would have brought my impact out. That I am not. I'm also going to try and take apart this steering wheel and slap some paint on. Well, I got some International Harvester Red, which this whole tractor is starting to... My Dutch days 5 years ago, or 8 years ago, 7 years ago probably, paint job on this thing is starting to not look so good. Might be time for another reflash. That's coming up in a couple weeks. Probably won't. Not going to happen, but it's a good idea. Get this thing off of here quickly. I'll bring it back once I get the new one on there. Heads up, if you're ever doing a throttle like this on your own, you want to put that rod in there before you try and start the bolts. Otherwise, you'll have to use the old part. To help persuade it in. And you'll chip your new paint, like I just did. We get to maybe move it now. I'll take those bolts loose and remember, anything can be a hammer. Yeah, let's do the other. Alright, I gotta take this thing back off and get that all the way in there. Dang it. Alright. Now it's down there enough to get focus. The cotter key in there. So, it's a little brisk out today. Now we'll see if we can get these bolts to start. But that's going to be fun now that the governor's pushing against you. Oh yeah. This seems like a three-hand operation. And I got one on the camera. Can Bibster figure it out? Or will Bibster be making barnyard animal noises with his buddy Ross? I try not to. Again, I want to thank all the new subscribers we've been getting lately. And then as the season's coming, I'm still finishing up my summer plans. I mean, I know we're gonna be pulling. I just don't know. Well, I know most of the places, but I haven't officially said where it's gonna be yet. And in everything that we are gonna do this summer, everything's gonna be tentative. I mean, with having Glenn here now, you know, baby Bibster, it does change things sometimes. I need to go get a socket to tighten this up, but you guys know what tightening bolts looks like. I mean, you need help watching a bolt get tightened up. There's plenty of YouTube channels that show bolts getting tightened up. I even show that a lot, but I'll stop yabbering and bring you back once it's all tight. All right, so I pulled back my fix here, and it's been a while since I showed you guys why there's that steering wheel on there, and there's a story behind that. When we bought this house here, before I always had my big steering wheel on there, normal one, and had seen its better days, but I had decided, well, you know, it's probably time to get a new steering wheel. So I got a new factory style one. Well, I had decided that, well, it would always fit in the garage. It was kind of a stretch, but it would always fit in the garage. There's videos of me driving it in the garage. It's terrible. So we got the new house here, and I drove it over, and at the time I drove it over, I had, I want to say 3 sets of wheel weights on the outside, three wheel weights out here, some other weights on it. She was pretty loaded down. I drove it in the garage fine. So first time I was gonna go pull with it, it's like I gotta pull these weights off so I can go pulling. So I pulled the weights off and I went to go drive back in the garage and it didn't fit anymore. Well, barely fit. I kind of having to break the wheel to get to fit in there. So I was halfway in the garage and I didn't want to leave it out. Now I've left it out for a whole year. But anyway, so because it wouldn't fit in the new garage, it was a little bit shorter, I went with this racing wheel. And I got this hub adapter that I drilled the holes out at work. And then get a custom cotter key job in there. The cotter key is, it's a wider hole on this than it is what was on the factory one. I think that's the way it is. So I kind of had to make that work. So I just tightened that down. So I'm gonna rattle can restore it quick and then put it back together so it's at least a little bit better and hopefully a little bit safer, because I always had some real bad. It wasn't tight is basically what it was. It had a little slap in the wheel. So we'll get that taken care of. I'll show you. All right, well, we gave her the rattle can. Oh, that's terrible. There's a slight run there. Don't look at that. Look at that. I haven't painted the bolt heads. But as you can now see, no more slop for a while until I turn it enough and it loosens up again. Yeah. The reason why I'm working on this tractor, getting it ready, is in 3 weeks, first weekend in May, is Dutch Days over in Fulton, Illinois. And I will be there. I will have 2 to 5 tractors between Dad and I, or depending on how many we take. Depends on how many I get running. So we're going to be there. So if you're in the area and you got a local tractor you want to bring down, bring it on by. I'll put a link in the description of their Facebook page, any information. There's a link in there. They'll be on their Facebook page is the information about it and who to email about if you're gonna take a tractor there. But here's my goal. Here's my little sneaky little side goal. Let's try and get a bunch of pulling tractors there. I think it'd flip their lids if it was all these antique tractors, you know, the run of the mill stuff, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, bam, hot farm tractor. I don't think it'd be hot farm there, but imagine that. How hilarious that would be. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. So, you know, that's my little sneaky idea. Anyway, I think I'll wrap up this quick little video, little springtime fire up. I'd fire this one up, but look, there's no battery in it and all that fun. Someday I'll show you how I wired this thing because that was all pre-YouTube. But we'll get that going and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Little bonus. Yeah, those bolts aren't going to come out of there, so I'm ordering parts. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.